all the sports heads, all the people in the sports world talking about how the NBA falling off now, how it's kind of losing its ratings, how it's like it's falling off. Even I admit I haven't been watching. I used to try to watch every single game. First of all, I don't know. It seemed like, am I tripping, y'all, or was it easier to watch the NBA back when it was regular cable, regular TV? Like, it seemed like, I don't know if I'm tripping, but it's like League Pass and the internet make it harder to catch games now. You can catch some good highlights, or you can, that's one thing I can say is good. They got highlights now where the highlights be like 10 minutes long. You can pretty much watch the game in the highlights, so that's cool. But I remember back in the day, you used to be able to watch, the game used to come on Sundays. Like once it get into the season, like around like December, like around now, they would start playing games on ABC. You know what I'm saying? But TNT and TBS, they kept us with some games on. You know what I'm saying? You had ESPN showed games. So it's like, I don't know if it was just me but it seemed like it was easier to watch games back then. When they played on ESPN, then they had some games on ESPN2. That's when, to me, watching from the house, that's when it was lit. That's when it was the most lit. But right before the internet took off, when they had, like I say, ESPN, ESPN1, ESPN2, they had the League NBATV.com channel, that channel. It had got to the point on cable where they had like 5 stations playing the games all the time. Like I say, TBS, TNT. Now you can't watch home games. And the game is soft now. Like, you can't mug nobody. You can't show no emotion. Everybody's shooting threes. You know, I mean, that formula that Curry and them had, that was cool for them, you know. But now everybody want to shoot threes. And don't get me wrong, when it's hitting, when they be some of these games, like, don't get it twisted. Some of these games where it's two good 3-point shooting teams, there was some nice games, but just the art of basketball, like, it's people that watch games for the art of basketball. Like, it's kind of like, I think social media fans have taken over the game. Curry, shoot threes, but back in the day, I loved the element of the inside-out game. I love centers that didn't shoot threes. I love centers that got, 3-second rules called on them, like, Patrick Ewing, Shaq, Rick Smith, big men that dominate the paint, Elijah Wan. The inside-out game, like, that was dope. You kick the ball down, they post up, kick it back out, post up, dish it out for a 3, dish it to a cutter. They had more of a mid-range game back in the day. You had players like Abdul Rauf. You know what I'm saying? Rod Strickland had a mean mid-range game. They shot mid-range jumpers, not just threes. It was more dimes to the man, the big man rolled to the basket. It was just more of a, basketball was just more of a battleground back then. Like, games used to be like 80 points, 90 points, because people was playing defense. Like, people would try to sit up and say, oh, the game was weak, look at the score, bro, because they was actually playing defense. Like, when you shot a 3, somebody tried to block it. Like, it wasn't like, oh, he shot a 3, let me go down and let me cherry pick. Like, people played defense. People ran around screens. Like, people really slapped the floor and tried to get after you. You had the arm bar, like, now it's like, it's no defense being played. People flopping all over the place. This super team thing, it kind of got out of control. Like, I don't mind us picking super teams if we're going to play 2K. Like, we could play 2K and put Jordan and Larry Bird and Magic Johnson all on one team, and Curry. But, like, in real life, I don't want to see no super teams like that in real life. You know what I'm saying? Then the load managing. The Kawhi Leonard, bro, you dope, but you done load managed. I love what you did to yourself, Kawhi. You done load managed yourself out of the league. You done got too cold. You done went too warm. You done load managed. Joel Embiid, all this not playing the net. Like, I ain't never heard, like, oh yeah, LeBron sitting out this game back to back. What? Like, it's just the league done got soft. Everybody best friends now. Everybody hugging. Like, I like back in the day when people was ready to fight. Doug Christie and them ran all in the back of the locker room. Like, it was just more of a rivalry. Like, that's how it be at the rec. At the rec, people be mad at each other, not speaking to each other and shit. Like, it's supposed to be like that. It's a competitive game. When they start being friends and kumbaya and all that took away from the game too. The load managing, the refs, you can't even look at nobody, you can't breathe wrong. And it's just, like, for me, what the part that killed the NBA, that's killing the NBA the most for me, is the inside. They don't have no inside out game. Like, I used to love, like, games that was dominated from the inside. Barely shoot threes, you know. Shoot threes just to go up by a few points, or shoot threes to come back, or if they're wide open. But for the most part, the inside-out game, the cutting, I just miss. You know, it's kind of like football when you used to be able to hit people for going across the middle, you know. It's just they didn't soften the game up so much. Like, you know, Golden State did that. They won with that, but it's like, you know, y'all could have came with a different kind of style other than shooting threes. But I'm going to talk about this for a minute, man, because this is a situation where I got to talk about the NBA. And it's some great players. It's some talented players. It's some players that I love to watch play, but the league is, they say, you know, JJ Redick said the league is more talented now. I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, the league is dope now, don't get me wrong. But, man, back when they had T-Mac, Vince Carter, Kobe, Paul Pierce, Chris Webb, man, Rasheed Wallace, Rip Hamilton, no. Like, that from Jordan era, from like 90 to like 2010, that was the era, bro. Period, bro. We're gonna talk back about this though. I'm gonna keep this one lit.